power up your day every day on Power 365 Radio, broadcasting from the city of Ibadan. Follow us for top-notch news and entertainment updates. 365 FM, Instagram at Power365_FM. Power 365 Radio, your number one online Southwest radio. This is Power 365 Radio. Get ready to experience dynamic energy and professionalism. At Power 365 Radio, we pride ourselves on being your go-to source for authentic news and insight. Be it breaking news, thought-provoking discussions, we are your number one online radio station in Southwest Nigeria. We are dedicated to delivering top-notch content that keeps you informed, entertained, and engaged. Stay connected on Power 365 Radio by following us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook at Power 365 FM, Instagram at Power 365_FM. Power 365 Radio, your source for news and insight. This is Power 365 Radio. Get ready to experience dynamic energy and professionalism. At Power 365.
Wonderful afternoon to everyone viewing me right now. Welcome to Sport Hour, the first edition of the week. Yeah, this is James Oluwaduro Timiaremu, your host on Sport Hour from Mondays to Saturdays. So what's going on today? And let's not forget, I will be giving you a recap of what happened over the weekend, especially the transfer activities, the summer transfer window going on right now, both in the MPFL and in Europe. Alright, please do me a favor by sharing this program. Don't worry, I'm going to pick the best sharer, or let me say the most sharer of this program. You can also comment, share and comment. I will give you a shout out by calling your name, and you can drop the team you support. I'll call your name and I will announce the team you support. Yeah, I promise to give you a shout out. Alright, like I said earlier, James Aremo is my name. And quickly, let's kick off the show, starting with MPFL News. You. Alright, Vamoose. Talking about Kano pillars, well, the Kano State Governor Abba Kabiru Yusuf has rubber stamped the sacking of the interim management of the Nigeria Premier Football League side Kano Pillars. The chief of staff to the governor Shehu Wada Sagagi confirmed this in a chat with the media in Kano. Sagagi said that the state commissioner for youth and sport Mustafa Kwakwaso did not act in any manner that contravened the official position of the state chief executive. He revealed that the governor had embarked on the reorganization process that will place the club on the scope where it can compete favorably amongst its soccer peers. In his role, it says the Commissioner for Sport is the one supervising Kano Pillars. They have to be subordinate to him. What is always expected from him is to exercise due diligence at all times. The Commissioner did not act without the approval of the state governor. He has made his submissions to the governor and is waiting for the approval. This was according to the chief of staff to the governor, Shehu Wada Sagagi. We will recall that the Alhaji Babangida Umar Little Lead Management Board was sacked last week. Yeah, I gave you the gist here. Chidiebere Nwabodo has announced his departure from the reigning Nigeria Premier Football League champions Rangers. Nwabodo made the announcement on his X account. The midfielder is on the verge of joining Rwanda side APR Football Club on a 3-year deal. In his words, in his appreciation notes, according to him, says appreciation and gratitude are the two words that came to my mind on the day I have to say goodbye to everyone at Rangers. Thankfully for the opportunity to have a part of this club and Rangers community, the continued support I have received from day one has been incredible, amazing, and overwhelming. These past 4 years have been a time of learning for me and my family. Some wins, some defeat, but without doubt, a life-changing experience. To my teammates, coaches, staff, and management, you were all part of it all. And to the fans, I don't have the words. You all have my deepest gratitude forever. All the best always. Rangers. That was coming from Wobodo. Finally, Jonathan Aluko has completed his move to Austrian club ASKOOEDT. Aluko joined the Austrian 3rd division after leaving Sporting Lagos. The 21-year-old has already been registered for the new season by the Austrian 3rd division side ASKOOEDT. Aluko was scouted by top clubs in Nigeria. Yeah, he was scouted by top clubs in Nigeria in the Nigeria Premier Football League, but opted for a move abroad. He registered 12 goals and 2 assists for Sporting Lagos in the MPFL last season. Aluko won Sporting Lagos Player of the Season award last season. Right before we start talking about Olympics, let's talk about the national team. Yeah, talking about football. Then from there, we'll talk about Nigerian players that will be moving from their foreign clubs to another club. I mean, straight abroad. Okay, talking about national team news. The Super Sand Eagles will host Mauritania in the second leg of the 2024 Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations qualifier at the Murtala Mohammed Square, Kaduna on Saturday. Abdullah Issa Saheed defeated Mauritania 5-4 in the first leg in Nouakchott. It was the Super Sand Eagles' first international outing in 5 years. Victor Tale netted twice for Nigeria in the keenly contested game with Emeka Ogbonna, Taiwo Adams, and Emmanuel Owofera scoring the other goals. The Super Sand Eagles are expected to be back in the country tomorrow, that's Tuesday. A draw will be enough for the team to secure a place at the 2024 Beach Soccer AFCON. But a win would not be bad. let's talk about the Super Falcons. They are the team that will be representing Nigeria as a whole. Talking about in the world of football, that's the only team that will be representing Nigeria in Paris 2024. Well, we just 4 days to the commencement of the Paris Olympics, the 2024 Paris Olympics. Football enthusiasts are eagerly anticipating the women's football event that are seeing some mouth-watering fixtures following some interesting draws. The Super Eagles will be returning to the Olympics to compete for the 4th time since they last played in this tournament in Beijing in 2008. Before that, they qualified twice for the games in Sydney 2000, and in the Athens Games in 2004, where they secured better results. The quarterfinal finish, the best tournament showing recorded by an African nation to date. I'm talking for the female side, for the female team. They successfully qualified for the event in Paris after brushing aside old foes South Africa 1-0 on aggregate following a scoreless draw in the final round of their qualification clash. Before that, in the first leg, Nigeria beat Bayana 1-0 at Moshood Abiola National Stadium to carry the aggregate advantage. The 11th time Women's Africa Cup of Nations champions are Africa's most successful women's football team. They remain the only women's national team from the Confederation of Africa Football CAF to make a cut in the quarterfinals of the FIFA Women's World Cup. And same as the Olympics, where Randy Wadrum Charges are also the only African team to have qualified for every edition of FIFA Women's World Cup. Nigeria joined 11 nations to compete at the Olympics. The 12 teams are split into 3 groups of 4. Nigeria, who will be making their 4th appearance at the Olympics, are pitted against Spain, Japan, and Brazil in Group C. Alright, talking about Spain, the Falcons face a tough task. Yeah, they face a tough task, Spanish side, because this Spanish side genuinely are above all other women's national teams at this moment. The World Cup winners backed that triumph up with success in the Nations League in February, as they were hardly challenged in the finals by the Netherlands or France, and comfortably earned automatic qualification in their women's Euro qualifying campaign. While the Spainers look unbeatable, a 2-1 defeat to Czech Republic in July will have suffered some encouragement to opponents and served as a reminder that Spain are not unbeatable. A 4-0 thrashing at the hands of Japan at last year's World Cup was further evidence of that fact, while they were also 2-0 down at home to Denmark in the 72nd minute of their June meeting before mounting an incredible late comeback win. Basically, La Roja are not flawless, talking about La Roja female team. Alright, talking about Japan, one of the women's teams who have always been a delight to watch at the Japanese side. Last year, at the Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand, Japan caused a real stir when they dismantled the eventual winners, talking about Spain, in a shocking 4-0 win in group stages. The Nadeshiko are a side with bags of talent, but the ruthless and efficient manner in which they dispatched one of the tournament favorites was certainly eye-catching. Sadly for Japan, that was the high point of their World Cup. They bowed out in the quarterfinals, and that incredible group stage fixture ended up being a mere footnote in a tournament which Spain ultimately won. There are not many who doubt Japan's ability to perform, with them strutting their stuff in recent friendlies against New Zealand and Ghana. However, if there is any side the Falcons can pick a point from, it has to be against the Asians. Now let's talk about Brazil. Arguably one of the most dreaded teams at the Olympics, but the Wadrum side will have to be at their best should they want to stand a chance of qualifying from the group stage after a disastrous World Cup campaign which they crashed out in the group stages. For the first time, Brazil made a coaching change in September that saw Otto Elias replace Pia Sondage. Since then, the Selecao have won 10 of their 15 games, reaching the CONCACAF Women Gold Cup final in March. As a result, there have been positive signs as Elias tries to get this extremely talented squad to fulfill its potential, but everything is not quite there yet. We are 3 defeats to Canada, Japan, and the United States. All came to nil. We are still work to do. Okay, as at the moment, there is still work to do on the attacking front despite all the stars Brazil have in that area of the pitch. On their day, the South American champions on their day, the South American champions are such a dangerous opponent, and they've been good at beating weaker teams. Despite all said and done, the Falcons on their day are dangerous side as well. And also, in the last 15 games, we just lost one last week. Well, in a tournament of shocks, Nigeria run to the last 16 of last year's World Cup. Their run to the last 16 of last year's World Cup was a pleasant surprise and saw them earn a lot of respect in their tactical nous, resilience in defense, and ability to create opportunities against quality opponents. Indeed, only the woodwork prevented them from beating eventual finalist England in the knockout rounds. The African giants will hope to build on their last outing performance, where against all odds they made it out of a difficult group. They will actually believe they can repeat last year's feat. And their 4 clean sheets in 4 Olympic qualifying games was a reminder that they are always tough to break down. However, a lack of action in the 3 months preceding the games, a behind closed door friendly defeat to Canada on Wednesday, is far from ideal preparation. And let's not forget that their last outing at the Olympics, was in 2008. That's Beijing. They lost all the 3 games. Okay, we'll talk more on Olympics as the Olympics tournament draws near. Especially on Thursday and Friday, we'll talk extensively about Olympics. Come back to other sports, especially at the Olympics. But now let's talk about Nigerian players that will be leaving their club to team up with another foreign club. Alright, let's start with Muhammad Tijani. Nigeria striker Muhammad Tijani is raring to go in the colours of championship side Plymouth Argyle after scoring 2 goals during their first preseason game against EFL League 2 side Cheltenham Town on Saturday. Tijani scored in the 36th and 59th minute as Winnie Rooney's men came back from a goal down to win 5-1. Winnie Rooney's first friendly in charge of Plymouth on domestic soil. He sent the Greens out in a 4-4-2 formation with Tijani partnering with Mustafa Bondu up front. The former 36 Lions striker didn't disappoint and got their 3rd and 4th goals. Well, his first of the game in the 36. It's first of the game in the 36, courtesy of pressure on Cheltenham goalkeeper, whose attempted clearance hit Tijani and rolled into the net. Argyle's 4th goal and his 2nd of the game came after the break, after he raced to beat his markers to a loose ball in the opponent area before blasting home with his left foot. The striker had set a target at least 20 goals for himself next season, and he seems to be eager to get started. He dropped Plymouth on loan for the 2024-2025 season with an option to buy from Slavia Prague in the Czech Republic. The 24-year-old had joined Slavia Prague last summer from Baník Ostrava, a top Czech club where he had been since he was 18. Muhammad Tijani had successful loan spells at Trinec, Kavina and Tobosco, scoring 13 goals in 33 games for Tobosco in the 2021-2022 season. After avoiding relegation last season, Plymouth Argyle's first test of the 2024-2025 season will be away at Sheffield Wednesday on the 11th of August. Okay, let's talk about Star Boy Osimhen with the exit of the Nigerian international. Osimhen. Napoli are reportedly close to finalizing a transfer for Chelsea's forward, talking about Romelu Lukaku as a potential replacement for the Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen. Well, Osimhen, who has been linked with a move away from the Napoli-based club, is on Paris Saint-Germain's radar and is expected to move whether to the French capital or elsewhere. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has reported that Osimhen is on board with PSG's project and is keen on making a move. Discussions regarding personal terms are underway and are expected to go smoothly. Moreover, the rumors involving Lukaku and Osimhen have gained more fuel, as it was reported by Napoli manager Antonio Conte confirmed the rumors on Saturday before the friendly match against Mantova. Conte decided to leave the Nigerian player out of the squad, even though he wasn't dealing with any physical issues. If the Italian club is leaving out Osimhen from their preseason preparation, it seems a deal could be on the verge of completion. Italian journalist Gianluca Di Marzio reported that Napoli and Lukaku had agreed on personal terms. The Chelsea striker is said to earn €6 million per season over 3 years, plus bonuses, and the only obstacle left is agreeing on the transfer fee. Chelsea won €35 million, but Napoli are aiming to pay less. Osimhen's recruitment will come as a big boost for the French giant, who lost star player Kylian Mbappe to Real Madrid on a free transfer following the expiration of his contract in June. Apart from Osimhen, PSG might be willing to bring in Manchester United forward Jadon Sancho. Well, we'll talk more when we get to the foreign scene. All right, Nigerian forward Chibukwem Ikwemesi is close Chibukwem Ikwemesi is close to completing a move to Belgian club Oud Everly Leuven. Leuven will pay Serie B outfit Salernitana a sum of €1.8 million for the player. Ikwemesi is expected to have his medicals ahead of the move today. The 21-year-old will put pen to paper on a 3-year contract for former Flying Eagle star linked up with Salernitana from Slovenia Prava League club Celje in August 2023. He scored 1 goal in 25 league appearances for the Ghanaian for the Stars. Alright, Nigeria goalkeeper Maduka Okoye has revealed the secret behind his impressive displays for Udinese last season. Let's not forget that Okoye linked up with the Serie A club from Watford last summer. Okoye initially played second fiddle to veteran goalie Marco Silvestri, but later established himself as Udinese's first-choice goalkeeper. The 24-year-old played a key role as the Zebras beat the drop with victory at Frosinone on the final day of last season under caretaker coach Fabio Cannavaro. The shotstopper said self-confidence and the ingenuity of the club's goalkeeping coach played a key role in his development. According to him, he says, as soon as I step on the page, I'm always confident. But of course, there are good and bad days. My art is to have as many good days as possible and less mistakes. Therefore, I'm glad to have Sergio Macron as my goalkeeping coach. My skill set after 1 year working under him is already much wider. My skill set after 1 year working under him is already much wider. He's going into every little detail of my goalkeeping and make sure that there is improvement every day, says Maduka Okoye by talking to Tribal Football. Alright, quickly away from the summer transfer regarding Nigerian players. Let's talk about other sports. Then from there we'll go for it. Let's start with the D Tigress, Nigeria's senior women's basketball team. The D Tigress suffered a second consecutive warm-up game defeat to Serbia in Belgrade on Sunday as they continue their preparation for the 2024 Paris Olympic Games, which will be held between the 26th of July and the 11th of August in France. The African champions lost 70 to 62 points to the 10th ranked country in the FIBA World Ranking. This is the team's second match ahead of a women's basketball tournament of the 2024 Olympic Games, following a 77 to 63 defeat to Germany at the Uber Arena in Berlin on Friday. Reina Wakama ladies started slowly and trailed by 6 points in the first quarter, which ended 21 to 15. Serbia took a 10-point lead into the halftime break after winning the second quarter 18-14 as well. The African champions began a charge in the third quarter, leveling Finns at 18-18 before winning the last quarter by 15-13 points. However, the late rally wasn't enough as Serbia ran out with 8-point gap. The Nigeria team will play their final warm-up game against Japan on the 24th of July in Lille, France, before the start of the basketball event at the Olympics. Nigeria faces a titanic battle against Canada, Australia, and the host France in Group B. Nigeria recorded 4 consecutive winners of the FIBA Afro Basketball. Nigeria will also be punching above their weight in Paris, with their first opponent, Australia, ranked 3rd in the world, while Canada and France are ranked 5th and 7th respectively. 5th and 7th respectively. Talking about Canada and France, they will be aiming for their first ever win in the women's Olympic basketball tournament, having lost all group games and conceded over 200 points on their debut at Tokyo 2020, succumbing 87 to 62 to France in their first game, followed by an 81 to 72 defeat to the USA and a 102 to 83 loss to Japan in their second and third game respectively. Alright, Nigeria sprinter and member of the women's 4x100-meter team to the 2024 Paris Olympic Games, Justina Eyakpobenya, says she is fully ready to make the country proud in what will be her first appearance at the Games. The 17-year-old has been a crucial part of Nigeria's women 4x100-meter relay, winning the African Games in March, the African Championship in June, and also qualified for the Olympics at the World Relays in Bahamas in May. She's currently with the athletics team in the German city of Saarbrücken, in where they are preparing for the Games. According to the lady, she says it's not an easy job to make the Olympic team, so being able to get here, I'm so grateful to God. I'm 100% ready because last season I raced at the World Championship, and this season too. I also went to Budapest to qualify with the girls for the 4x100 meter. So I think I'm prepared for what is coming. Where the women's 4x100 meter relay team has been adjudged as the strongest of the 4 relay teams Nigeria will be fielding at the Games, having won all their events this year. They started with aplomb at the African Games in Ghana, where Toby Amuson anchored the team to gold in time of 43.05 seconds ahead of Liberia, 44.02 seconds, and host Ghana in 44.21 seconds. At the World Relays in the Bahamas, Yakpo Benyan ran the first leg for Nigeria, handing over to Favour Ofidi, who also ran a smooth back straight before handing the baton to Olayinka Olajide, who sent Tima God Bless firing down on anchor as Nigeria finished first in the repechage race in a time of 42.71 seconds, sealing their spot in Paris as such. A month later, she also ran the first leg with a bullet start during the final of the African Championships in Cameroon, where Nigeria won their 3rd consecutive title, although she didn't qualify to run in the women's 100 meter. She has a personal best of 11.24 seconds, which is set at the Making of Champions Grand Prix in Lagos, winning the keenly contested final ahead of 4x ahead of inter teammate Olajide. We're talking about cricket. The Nigeria Cricket Federation, NCF, is hopeful that the national under-19 team, boys and girls, will pick their respective World Cup tickets Talking about cricket as they begin their qualifiers on the 31st of July and the 19th of August. Well, according to the general manager of the federation, Emeka Igwilu, the boys' team is bid for Tanzania this week, where they hope to pick one of the 2 tickets at stake in the Under-19 Men's Cricket World Cup, Africa Qualifier Division 2. Quickly, we're from cricket. Rasheedat Adeleke, an athlete, Rasheedat Adeleke hopes to become the first Irish female to win the Olympics athletic gold in Paris, an achievement that will provide a fitting requisite to racists who have targeted her for online abuse. Born and raised in Ireland to Nigerian parents, Adeleke, just 21 years of age, heads to Paris as the European 400-meter silver medalist, one of 3 medals she won in Rome in June, and an impressive win at the Monaco Diamond League meet. However, the warm afterglow of her performances at the European Championship, talking about winning a gold in the mixed 4x400 meter relay and a silver in the 4x400 meter women's relay, was overshadowed by a wave of racist abuse on social media, which questioned her right to represent Ireland. Irish athletes have trained all their lives just to see opportunities taken away from them by Africans, said one post on Twitter. Those close to Adeleke say the abuse affected her deeply. I think that's probably the most pain I've seen her have. Hendrik Florio, a coach at Texas University, reviewed. She was really in dark place when she read those things on the internet. She doesn't cry ever. So when she cried, it's like, oh my God. So that bothered her more than I ever thought. And I just let her handle it. The abuse prompted by Irish Prime Minister Simon Harris into saluting her as an inspiration to young girls and boys. Alright, away from Irish Adeleke story, I just had to bring that to stop to call it hard to online bullying and online racial abuse. Please, no one is entitled to any other individual's life. Let them live their life the way they choose to. Let them represent the country they want to. Okay. We're talking about the men's football tournament at the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris, which promises to be a thrilling spectacle featuring 16 teams from around the globe competing across cities in France. The tournament runs from the 24th of July to the 9th of August, showcasing emerging talent and establishing stars alike in a quest for Olympic glory. The teams are divided into 4 groups, with the top 2 from each group advancing to the knockouts, culminating in gold medal match at the iconic Parc des Princes in Paris. As the 2024 tournament approaches, teams will be eager to build on the lessons learned from Tokyo and make their mark in the highly anticipated Paris edition. The tournament features 16 teams divided into 4 groups with matches held across 7 cities in France, talking about Paris, Marseille, Lyon, Bordeaux, Saint-Etienne, Nice and Nantes. Okay, here are the 4 groups, fixtures, venues and dates. In Group A, we have France, USA, Guinea and New Zealand. In Group B, we have Argentina, Morocco, Iraq and Ukraine. In Group C, we have Uzbekistan, Spain, Egypt, Dominican Republic. In Group D, we have Japan, Paraguay, Mali and Israel. Talking about knockout stages, the top 2 teams from each group will advance to the quarterfinals, which will take place on August 2. The semi-finals will be held on the 6th of August. The gold medal match will be played on the 9th of August at the Parc des Princes in Paris. We're still talking about the Olympics, especially the football corner. Former Aston Villa manager Calla Ward is set to join Emma Hayes, former Chelsea manager, the Chelsea women team manager. now the manager, the coach of United States female team, will be joined by former Aston Villa manager Carla Ward, as she's set to join Emma Hayes as one of the staff for the United States board at the Olympic Games in Paris. Emma Hayes left Chelsea after 12 years at the end of the Women's Super League season to become head coach of the U.S. Women's National Team. Ward stepped down from her role as Aston Villa manager at the same time, having previously told the media she found it difficult to balance being a WSL manager and a mother. The two English coaches formed a strong friendship during their time in the WSL, with Hayes said to lead the US in her first major tournament this summer. She hopes Ward's expertise will provide a boost to the group, where Carla Ward has been given a flexible role covering a range of areas, including performance analysis and opposition scouting. The Olympic Games formally begins with the opening ceremony in Paris on the 26th of July, this Friday. For the women's football tournament starts on Thursday, where the USA women are chasing a 5th gold medal. They drew 0-0 with Costa Rica in their final warm-up match last week and played Zambia in their opening group game of the tournament on Thursday, 8 p.m. on dot. Alright, quickly, let's talk about 10 footballers that you have to watch out for at the Olympics, be it male or female. Number 1 is Julian Alvarez. He will be representing Argentina, fresh from the Copa America trial. Argentina favorite to win the main gold medal in Paris, along with Nicolas Otamendi and Geronimo Rulli. Manchester City forward Julian Alvarez is one of Argentina's 3 overage players in the squad, as Javier Mascherano looks to coach the country to their 3rd gold medal. Another player is Mata of Brazil. Brazil's all-time leading goal scorer, Mata, will bid farewell to international football after captaining a country in Paris. The 38-year-old is planning to retire from national team duty, but after winning a silver medal at Athens 2004 and Beijing 2008, she wants one last shot at the gold medal. Alexander Lacazette of France. Thierry Henry has selected Alexander Lacazette to captain France at their home games. The Lyon forward hasn't played for his country since 2017, but scored 22 goals. He scored 22 goals in 35 games for the Ligue 1 club last season, showing he's still in good form. Sevilla's Loic Bade is another overage inclusion, along with Crystal Palace forward Jean-Philippe Mateta, who is the only Premier League player in the squad. Kylian Mbappe, who had hoped to be part of the squad as an overage player, but is not involved, as his new club Real Madrid did not want any of their players taking part at the games. Okay, Aitana Bonmati of Spain. Spain have never had a women's team at the Olympics before, but they head to Paris as one of the favorites. The reigning world champions have lost only twice in 14 matches since beating England in last August World Cup final. Monsieur Thomas' squad is packed with superstars, but all eyes will be on Aitana Bonmati, a player known for stepping up in the biggest moments. After winning Nations League with Spain and the quadruple with Barcelona this season, and the 26-year-old Aitana Bonmati had another gold medal to her collection. Let's wait and see. Thursday is here. Achraf Hakimi of Morocco. Achraf Hakimi is another big name player to have been declared to represent his country at the Olympics. The 25-year-old will miss Paris Saint-Germain's pre-season preparation as Morocco prepare to play at the Summer Games for the 8th time. Another player is Wendy Renard of France. France boss Hervé Renard said legendary defender Wendy Renard, no relation, was unanimously selected as France captain for the home Olympics. The 34-year-old Lyon defender will represent France at a third Games after doing so at London 2012 and Rio 2016. Renard has 160 caps for France, but is yet to win a major honor for her country. Another player is Fermin Lopez for Spain, along with Alex Baena. Fermin Lopez is one of the two players from Spain Euro 2024 winning squad heading to the Olympics. The 21-year-old winger only featured once for Luis de la Fuente's side in Germany, but joins Barcelona teammates Pau Kubasi and Eric Garcia in the Olympic squad. Lopez had he had a breakout first season in La Liga, scoring 11 goals in all competition for Xavi's side. Linda Caicedo of Colombia. You all remember Linda Caicedo. At the age of 19, Linda Caicedo is already recognized as one of the best prospects in women's football. The Real Madrid forward was one of the breakout stars of the 2023 World Cup. At 18 years and 153 days, she became the second youngest South American player to score a goal in the history of the tournament, behind only the legendary Marta. Her wonder goal against Germany in the group stage was voted as the best of the tournament and nominated for Puskas Award. Naby Keita will be representing Guinea. Former Liverpool midfielder Naby Keita will captain Guinea as they make only their second appearance at the Olympics. Barbara Banda of Zambia. Barbara Banda became the second most expensive women's footballer in history when she joined Orlando Pride from Chinese club Shanghai Shengli in March. Banda, just 24 years of age, has justified her price tag since joining the NWSL outfit and became the first player in the history of the division to score 11 goals in their first 11 games. The NWSL top scorer is heading to France with Zambia for her second Olympic Games. Yeah, those are the 10 players that you should be watching out for at the Paris Games. Alright, let's get back to other sports. Let's start with Formula 1. What happened over the weekend? Talking about the Austria Grand Prix. Oscar Piastri. Oscar Piastri is the new winner in town. Oscar Piastri took his maiden Grand Prix victory in a McLaren 1-2. In a McLaren 1-2 ahead of Lando Norris in a dramatic race in Hungary amid a heated row over team orders behind them. In a race full of seesawing action, both drivers Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen collided as the disputed third place. Both continued, but Hamilton held on to third, and the Red Bull driver, his race full of radio messages peppered with swearing, dropped back to finish fifth behind Ferrari's Charles Leclerc. McLaren team orders controversy unfolded as they tried to manage their way to a 1-2, their first since the 2021 Italian Grand Prix of the race, after taking the lead in a three-car fight between them and Verstappen around the first corner. Max Verstappen says Red Bull need to do a better job, and he sees no need to apologize for a series of bad-tempered radio messages during the Austrian Grand Prix. The world champion repeatedly criticized his team over the radio, often using to finish fifth following a collision with Lewis Hamilton. Lando Norris agonized over Weber to earn victory in the Hungarian Grand Prix. Back to teammates Oscar Piastri, but said it was the fair and honest thing to do. The Briton spent 20 laps debating the move with his team as the drivers raced to McLaren's first 1-2 for nearly 3 years, but said that he was always quite confident he was going to do it. Both drivers admitted after the race that McLaren had made their lives harder than that would be ideal. Quickly away from Formula 1, let's talk about tennis. Talking about the Swedish Open. World number 51, Nuno Borges, beat Rafael Nadal 63-6-2 to win the Swedish Open in Bastard. Spain. Talking about tennis player. Spain and Rafael Nadal, a 22-time Grand Slam champion, slipped to a resounding defeat in the first final since 2022, hampered by injury in recent years. The 38-year-old has fallen to 261 in rankings and opted against playing at Wimbledon this summer to prioritize the Olympics. Portuguese Nuno Borges playing his first ATP final compared to Nadal's 131st. Took the first set in 46 minutes and won 3 games in a row. In the second to seal victory, the game ended 60. Alright, NBA superstar. Talking about Los Angeles Lakers superstar LeBron James has been selected as the male flag bearer for Team USA at Friday's Olympic Games opening ceremony. The 39-year-old was nominated by his fellow American Olympians as the male flag bearer, with a decision on the female flag bearer to be announced on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. James, a 2-time gold medalist, will be competing in his 4th in Paris. Team USA forward, talking about Jesse Tatum, is looking to cap off an incredible season by picking up his 2nd Olympic gold medal in the men's basketball at Paris 2024 after leading the Boston Celtics to the 2024 NBA title with a 4-1 win over the Dallas Mavericks in the final. Tatum now finds himself on the cover of the 2025 video game, that's 2K25, and has signed a new deal in Boston, which is reported to be one of the largest contracts ever offered an NBA player. Congratulations to Jesse Tatum. We're still talking about basketball. Great Britain women's basketball match against Germany on Sunday was abandoned after a medical incident in the crowd. The exhibition match at the Copper Box Arena in London was called off after the 3rd period when a fan alerted the Germany bench to the emergency. Medics moved into the stands to assist and raised sheets for privacy around the spectator, who was later taken away on a stretcher. Now on the foreign scene, Arsenal, Manchester United are among 5 clubs interested in signing Dani Olmo from RB Leipzig this summer. The 3 other remaining clubs are Manchester City, Barcelona, and Bayern Munich, according to Fabrizio Romano. Dani Olmo's move could happen within the next few weeks. Dani Olmo will be allowed to leave RB Leipzig for around £50.6 million. The Spain midfielder starred for his country in their recent Euro 2024 trial. He was instrumental as Spain defeated England 2-1 at the Euro 2024 final in Germany. Manchester United have given a condition to make midfielder Sofian Amrabat's contract permanent. Amrabat joined Manchester United on a season-long loan from Fiorentina last September after excelling for Morocco at the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Manchester United loan spell included the option to make Amrabat's move permanent this summer, which the Red Devils have declined to take up, according to Fabrizio Romano. But Man U are only interested in negotiating a new deal with Fiorentina to sign the 27-year-old on a permanent transfer after informing the club they will not trigger a €20 million, that's approximately £16.8 million, and that's the buy option in his deal. Amrabat likely struggled during his first season in the English Premier League with Manchester United. He did force his way back into Erik ten Hag's side at the end of the season, impressing the Dutchman in his final league games against Newcastle United, and bragged him before his excellent performance in the FA Cup final against Manchester City. Manchester United boss Erik ten Hag has refused to allow midfielder Scott McTominay leave the club this summer. McTominay has been linked with a move away from Old Trafford this summer. The 27-year-old has attracted interest from West Ham, Galatasaray, Tottenham and Fulham. However, ten Hag doesn't want the Scot to leave Manchester United, insisting that he is important to his squad. Paris Saint-Germain are trying to make up for the loss of Kylian Mbappe by signing Bruno Fernandes from Paris Saint-Germain. From Manchester United, rather. Mbappe left the Parc des Princes as a free agent and has been officially unveiled by Real Madrid. According to L'Equipe, PSG are now looking to improve their attacking firepower by luring Fernandes this summer. Fernandes has been a key player for Manchester United since he joined the club from Sporting in the winter of 2020. Despite his impressive numbers for the Red Devils, the Premier League club has struggled in recent years, and the Portuguese midfielder has been thinking about a move away from the club. Fernandes has also been linked with clubs like Bayern Munich and Al Nassr this summer. That's Cristiano Ronaldo's club. Okay, Manchester City are considering a move for Crystal Palace Eberechi Eze as a potential replacement for Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne is being linked with a move to Saudi Arabia. Teams in the Middle East, including Al Ittihad, are ready to offer the 33-year-old a huge deal to leave City. If De Bruyne chooses to leave the Premier League champion, then Pep Guardiola will need suitable cover at the Etihad Stadium. Guardiola is known to be an admirer of Eze, who will cost around £68 million this summer. Eze, who played for England at the Euro 2024, is also attracting interest from Tottenham Hotspur and Arsenal Football Club. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, before I leave the studio, okay, according to the studio manager, says I should be going. Alright, join me tomorrow from 1:15 to 2 p.m. Yeah, my name is James. Catch you tomorrow. Bye.
Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365.